This is Ken Renner, your host for the Santa Rita Health and Wellness Expo. Real estate expert here in the community, and we're bringing all the health and wellness experts together for one day to be able to, ranch code number 6 here is live active and healthy. So, and I've had a wonderful conversation with Dr. Emeka about a number of things, stem cells and peptides and surgeries and all that kind of stuff. And just fascinating what he does. He's kind of like all over the place. He does as a orthopedic surgeon, but he does it in other states. In Texas, he just works the vessel business. And so, Dr. Mecca, go ahead and describe what it is that you do, and we'll have a conversation.
Yeah. So, basically at Vessel Longevity, we are all about anti-aging and regenerative medicine. So it's basically allowing the body to heal naturally, which is what it was designed to do. So we don't do surgery here. We don't use any pharmaceuticals. It's all natural health and healing. So whether it's natural bioidentical hormones, IV vitamin nutrition, stem cell therapy, shockwave therapy. We have a machine called the Biocharger, which utilizes natural energy to help with healing. Peptides, like you name it, if it helps your body heal more naturally, this is something that we do.
That's amazing. That's the reason we kept on chasing you down when I went down there, because I said this is exactly what we're marketing and advertising here in the community, because there's hot topics, and this community is relatively young and vibrant, but we also have an active adult community that's all over 55 called the Regency, and they really need to hear your message. And so that's why, once again, we're pulling the experts together. And so tell me a little bit about what the most popular treatment right now. You said we talked about a little bit stem cells and peptides. Tell me what your thoughts are on that.
Well, for me, I think the foundation of our health is our hormones. And part of the reason I got into this is, my father was a PhD college professor, lifelong tennis player, very smart guy. He was my inspiration. And he ended up getting Alzheimer's disease. And so the last 10 years of his life, he was almost nonverbal from Alzheimer's. And as I started doing more longevity research and I realized the role that decreased hormones plays in Alzheimer's, I said, oh my goodness, I don't think my dad ever got his hormones checked. And I want to avoid that being my future. And I also want to let other people know in his age range, he died at 77, that there are ways that we can help to prevent this. Just like people don't start saving for retirement when they're 60. They start saving for retirement when you're in your 20s and 30s. And saving for your body's retirement, is the same thing. You need to start doing something in your 30s and 40s so that when you're in your 60s and 70s, your body is reaping the rewards of the investments you made decades earlier. So everything we do here is all about natural body healing, whether it's hormones, IVs, stem cells, peptides, shockwave therapy, you name it, whatever helps your body heal and function naturally, that's what we're doing.
Oh, you're the expert on all this stuff. So tell me about the stem cells and how you administer those and what kind of results and effects you're getting with the treatments.
Yeah, so there are two main ways, that people get stem cells. So there's autologous, which means the stem cells come from the person themselves, right? So either you're going to be harvesting it from bone marrow or you're going to be harvesting it from fat. And if you can think about stem cells in a 40 or 50-year-old person, we're talking about 40 or 50-year-old stem cells.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the other way you can get stem cells is called allogenic, which is where you get stem cells from somebody that's not yourself. And we use ours from a lab that uses umbilical cord stem cells from live healthy pregnancies. So we're worried about where these stem cells come from. Is like nothing was sacrificed, nothing was killed. These are from healthy live pregnancies, the mother's consent to using the umbilical cords for stem cell harvesting. So now you're getting day 0 stem cells that are fully potent, can turn into any other kind of cell. And so we do injections. So I do joint injections for regenerating purposes. And then we can also use them IV, so you can get a total body rejuvenation from these day 0 stem cells.
So we're on the whole body injection. Can I ask where you actually inject it?
So any of the joints, so shoulders, knees, hips, ankles, spine. So we can do those. But then I also like doing the IV as well.
So the IV is the whole body?
Correct.
And so let's just sit there, just kind of like you're drawing blood, but the opposite.
It's like you're getting an IV infusion, but instead of vitamins and minerals, you're getting stem cells, and they're going through your entire body.
So just kind of, I mean, I know you can't tell the price, but kind of a range of what the stem cells would, give us a ballpark range. So kind of.
Yeah, I mean, typically we're probably anywhere between 3,000 to 10,000, depending on how many joints or what kind of infusions you're getting, the
Mhm.
dosage, whether we're adding exosomes. Exosomes is a whole other level of regenerative therapy that is even more high powered.
Mhm.
So, yeah, but on average, we'd say anywhere from 3,000 to 10,000, give
And
or
that
take.
is that over a long period of time, or is it one treatment, or is it multiple treatments?
It varies. Typically, we try to do a one and done, so a single treatment. But some people who are trying to do this for more kind of longevity purposes might come in for a stem cell or exosome infusion once a year, just to
Okay.
give the whole body a kickstart and a rejuvenating boost.
Does it make you feel better, or is it just you know that you're feeling better, you know that you're doing something better for your body?
Well, it does help you feel better because it's fantastic for inflammation. It's really good for pain.
Mm.
People who use biometric trackers like Apple Watch, or I'm a big fan of the Aura Ring, might notice that their deep sleep goes up or their HRV goes up. So
Wow.
there's certain of these physiological markers that you can see improved after a stem cell treatment.
So tell me also now about the peptides.
Oh man, I mean, so I love the peptides. We've been using them here for about 3 or 4 years, and they've become really, really popular lately. And what I like about the peptides is, unlike a pharmaceutical drug, they stimulate your body to do things that your body already does.
Hmm.
So whether it's one of these growth hormone stimulators that gets your pituitary gland to secrete more growth hormone at night to help with body composition, lean muscle development, it helps with sleep. Those are fantastic. We've got a lot of people dealing with inflammation. So peptides like BPC 157 and TB 500 are great for musculoskeletal injury or GI inflammation. We've got peptides that are good for weight loss.
Mhm.
So you name it, whatever kind of effect you're looking for, there's probably a peptide that can address that.
So the director of the HOA here for their events, she has had major surgeries, knee surgeries, and two of them on the same situation. It's just inflamed and everything like that. What kind of peptide would help her out?
So people like that, I start on the Wolverine blend. So Wolverine blend is a combination of BPC 157 and TB 500. Obviously, they named it Wolverine blend because of the X-Men character that regenerates and is indestructible. I have a lot of pre-op patients and post-op patients that I put on Wolverine blend, and it helps their healing tremendously.
And that's another interesting conversation that we had because you were saying that you don't do surgeries here, you do them in other states. You're a traveling surgeon. So tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so there's a one hospital that I work at in Yuma, Arizona, and I've been going there every month for the last 7 years.
Okay.
I'll work and I'll do a trauma rotation. So I'll be there for anywhere from a week to 2 weeks just doing trauma surgery. So when old people fall and break their hip or break their wrist, or there's car accidents and people have a femur fracture, they call me and I go in and fix them. But what I how that helps me is that I use those experiences in Arizona to come back here and say, look, if you want to avoid falling and breaking something, we got to make sure your bones are strong. So what's your vitamin D level? How are your hormones? Because optimized hormones helps to increase your bone density. How are you doing in terms of resistance exercise and keeping your muscles strong? Because I am seeing the effects of that downstream on the people I operate on. So I come over here and say, look, you need to do X, Y, and Z in order to avoid the same outcome.
You should just have a big scalpel behind your desk, say if you don't take care of yourself.
That's kind of the reading between the lines. What people to say, like, and you need
Not
to start doing this in your 40s and 50s so that when you're 72, you're not falling down and breaking something, and then you start to circle the drain. We talked a little bit earlier, movement is life. So everything we need to do needs to be preserving our ability to keep moving and being
That's wisdom. Yeah. And the other thing is when you stop, they start throwing dirt on you, right? So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly right.
6 feet under. So yeah, got to keep moving. That's a big deal. So you don't practice here because they would require you to have regulations over what you're able to do with the vessel.
Well, that's true. That's true. And it'd probably be a time limitation. When I'm here in Austin, I have 100% of my time I can dedicate to vessel, because we've got our location in Cedar Park that's been open for 5 years. And then we have a location in Lakeway that'll be open. It'll be 1 year in August. So
Wow.
I'm splitting my time between those two locations. And if I were to have an orthopedic surgery practice here, there would just be no time for me to be involved in my true passion, which is kind of longevity and natural healing.
So how did you learn about all this? Was it education or did you just explore?
I mean, it's been a lot, you know. I mean, obviously, I was trained in Western medicine and
Right.
surgery and pharmaceuticals, and after 10 years in the Navy, I see a lot of people that had surgeries and they're not better; they're actually worse,
Right.
right? And so, for me, I feel better about somebody who I was able to help avoid surgery than somebody who had to undergo surgery. So, I learned from seeing poor surgical outcomes.
Mm.
I had an AV friend that started Vessel, and so I started learning their anti-aging regenerative aspect from her, and then started doing my own research. There was a book by Dave Asprey called Superhuman that I read, and that was the inspiration for a lot of the services that we offer here. And then I'm actually going to be at Dave Asprey's Biohacking conference in downtown for the next 3 days.
Wow. Okay.
And more, yeah. So it's a huge biohacking conference every year here in
Wow.
Austin. And so, yeah, that's where I'll be for the next 3 days, kind of getting even more tools in my tool belt.
Well, that's amazing. Well, it's a never ending journey. You just continue to grow and continue to help people. Like a lot of the other practitioners been saying, it's not your lifespan so much, it's your health span. It's because we were just talking about before this. It was like you get to be in your 70s or 80s and you haven't been taking care of yourself. They talk about, oh, let's go want to travel the world. Well, it's hard to get on an airplane when you can barely walk up the stairs. And so we've seen that happen in our family and stuff like that. And God bless them that they're still with us, which is amazing. So that's awesome. So what do you have you seen the active like reversal of age in some of your clients or patients?
Well, I mean, I've got one of my clients who's, early 50s, and he's been a client of mine for 2 years. And he came in, almost 300 pounds, and he felt awful. And and so we just started on the journey with him. I started with his hormones. We got his hormones optimized. We started him on the GLP-1 medication so he could start losing weight. But at the same time, I said, you also need to be doing resistance exercise and getting your muscles strong, because it's not just about the number on the scale. It's about that balance between your muscle and your fat. And if you're losing muscle, you're not getting any healthier. So, and now we've got him on the peptides, and he's gone from 298 pounds to now he's 215 pounds. His health is fantastic. He looks fantastic. He feels fantastic. So
Great.
when we somebody, yeah. So his biological age has actually dropped by 11 years
Nice.
here
Nice.
that he's been working with us. So
That's worth the price of admission.
yeah, absolutely. If you follow the plan, it actually works out.
That
People
well, can
look for a quick fix or like an easy, one shot. It doesn't work, and we don't recommend that, and I don't support that. But the people who are looking at going through the journey the right way, we can absolutely achieve almost whatever.
That's what kind of started my health journey back about 7 years ago. Was I've been in real estate for so long, and getting in and out of the car 1,000 times a year, right? And my getting in, using that hip to get out and then get back in, I found that I was at the point where I couldn't even walk up my own stairs at home. I'd have to carry my leg up there because it was just the joint was kind of just worn out. So I went to the chiropractor, and but it wasn't just, once a week, and that's not going to, it was like and so he's like going, Ken, unless you start working out and build strength, my chiropractic is not going to do what it's supposed to do. And so he got me on the training. I did the 1 day a week training. And he goes, no, 1 day a week is not going to happen. My wife's a big workout girl. So, but I don't like working out, but I do now because I know the difference. I dropped 19 pounds in the last 5 months. Did do a little stint with the GLP-1, but only for about 2 or 3 weeks. And then I guess my metabolism reset, and I'm not gaining weight anymore. I'm down to my 195 I wanted to be. So that's I pick up a 20-pound bag of dog food. I go, this is what I was carrying around extra. And I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and being strong feels so good.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, being more resilient and getting better sleep and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm all about learning more about the peptides and many of the products and that are out there, and I get your expert opinion on some of these things that are. We do have a lot of different amazing practitioners that are coming to the event. So give us your location again. I didn't know you had one down south. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're in the River here in Cedar Park,
Right.
and then we're also in Lakeway in a business called Elevated Wellness. So right behind the Grove in Lakewood.
Oh yeah, we love the Grove.
Yeah, so we're just right down the hill behind the Grove.
Oh, so you got a view then?
Well, the Grove has a view. We're down.
Okay.
They have a great view of the Grove.
Okay. Okay. Well, great. Anything else that you'd like to add? Ways to make an appointment, phone number. Go ahead and give us.
Yeah. So our website is vessel dash. We're on Instagram at vessel longevity _ ATX. So we have a lot of great services there, and you can reach us by phone at 512-337-7722.
Very, very good. What can you close out with? Do you have any really amazing experiences that maybe from the Navy? Thank you for your service again. We just had Memorial Day, and your daughter just graduated from high school. A lot of great things happening for
I
you.
mean, life is great. I've been blessed beyond measure, and part of what I do is self-serving because I'm pushing 50, and I feel like I look and I feel better than I ever have in my entire life. And my personal goal is to show people, but to demonstrate that you can continue to improve with age, and it's not just me. I want to share that with everybody else as well.
I want to share it with you too, because I feel right now I'm in the best health that I've been in my adult life. Because when you're in your 20s, you're invincible. You don't have to work out. It's like, and then it never became a habit until I couldn't walk up the stairs. So
Exactly.
I didn't want to be that guy, right?
Now than I could in my 20s, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, all right. Well, this is Ken Renner again here for the Santa Rita Health and Wellness Expo. I'd love to see you here. Join us. Join Dr. Emeka. And ask the questions. And if something that it resonates with you, get signed up and get on the therapies that are going to make your life longer. So this is Ken Renner out here in Santa Rita Ranch. We'll see you on June 13th at 10 a.m. Talk to you soon. Thanks for taking your time out of your busy day.
Appreciate the invite. Thanks.
Yeah. Bye.